through 16, okay? Psalms 18, verses 1 through 16. It says, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. My God, my strength, in whom I will trust. My buckle and my horn and my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemy. The arrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The arrows of hell compassed me about. The snares and depths prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord, and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and carried me before him, even into his ear. And the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken because of his wrath. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. How about the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet, and the rod upon his chambers, and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. See, I told you God is in a flying saucer. This is a flying saucer right here. It is. But see, trying to get somebody to understand that you don't know anything about flying saucers. Flying saucers are all through the Old Testament. But anyway, let's go a little further here. Verse 11 says, he made darkness his secret place. See that? His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. The brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heaven. In the heights give his voice hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he set out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightning and discomfited them. Then the channels of water were seen, and the foundation of the world was discovered. At thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of his nostrils, he sent from above. He took me and drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemies, from them which hate me, for they were too strong for me. I mean, if you could just read that and just see how awesome God is. God is not to be played with. I mean, God, like I said in other videos, God uses evil the same way he uses good. But Jesus, all he does is just talk about evil this and evil that. When evil comes, God brings it. Now let's go a little further. Because Jesus said he got all power was given to him, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Now let's look at 2 Chronicles. We're going to show you who has power. 2 Chronicles. And look at verse 25. 2 Chronicles verse 25. We can read one verse out there and move on. 2 Chronicles 25 verse 8, it says, but if thou wilt go, do it. Be strong for the battle. God shall make thee fall before thy enemy. For God has power to help and to cast down. See that? Both of them. God does both of them. You won a battle, it's because God wants you to win that battle. You lost the battle because God said you're going to lose the battle. Not because that you were so strong or they were so strong. God made them strong. Now, let's go a little further. Let's go to Job. Job 42. Now, watch this, my brothers and sisters. Job 42. Let's look at verse 13. It says, he had also 7 sons. Is that the one I want? Let me see. 42 and 2. Now look what it says there. Well, let's read verse 1 and 2. It says, then Job answered the Lord and said, I know that thou canst do everything, and that no thought can be withheld from thee. See that? No thought. God knows everything. God does everything. That's why we hear a lot of me, we stress that, we let you guys know exactly what the Most High is saying. We're not giving you our opinion because, as I said in many videos, my opinion ain't worth a damn. I'm giving you what the Most High says. Now let's go a little further here. Let's look at Psalms 135. Let's look at that. Let's look at Psalms 130. Well, let's look at Psalm 62, and then we'll go and look at Psalms 135. After that, let's look at 62 first. Let's look at 62 here. Psalm 62:11. Look what it says here, my brothers and sisters. It says, God has spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto God. Nobody else. Jesus can holler about he had all power in heaven, all he wanted to. Nothing but a big ass lie. God is the only one that power belongs only to God. Nobody else. Now let's go to Psalms 135. Now watch this here, my brothers and sisters. Psalm 135. Now let's watch it right now. Let's look at verse 6. It says, whatsoever the Lord pleases, that did he in heaven, and in earth, and in the sea, in all the depths, the deep places. See that? He causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightning from the rain. He bringeth the wind out of his treasure. See that? God does everything. I keep on telling y'all. Ain't no devil doing nothing. Ain't no Satan doing nothing. God is doing everything. Whatever he pleases him, that's what he does. And if it pleases him to hurt you, then that's what he'll do. If it pleases him to kill all your children, that's what he'll do. I mean, he did to Job, didn't he? I mean, this is something that I'm not making up. I mean, we got a witness. He killed every one of Job's children. Every one of them. And then gave him some more. Why? Because that's what he wanted to do. But according to the New Testament, oh man, my son died and they don't know why he died. The devil did this and that. No. The devil ain't do nothing. Put everything on the devil. And then Sunday, when y'all have his funeral, or Saturday, well, he's going home to be with the Lord. And don't even realize what you're saying. Don't even realize that you're downplaying the Most High. God is only good to get the scraps, the leftovers. The big bad devil and the big bad Satan, they done everything they want to do. Now all God is able to do is come along with the broom, dustpan, and get the little scraps and then take them on back home. How stupid. How stupid. But that's what you guys be saying. When you say old stupid ass shit like that, that's exactly what you're saying. You're downplaying the Most High like he ain't nothing but a punk. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, let's go a little further. Let's look at Isaiah 43. This is one of our beautiful passages, boy. This is one that we always like to talk about. Yeah. Let's look at Isaiah 43, verse 13. It says, yea, before the days was, I am he. And there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it be? Look at the Most High. Can nobody stop him? He does exactly what he want to do when he want to, and then tell who he want to do it. Whenever he wants to. That's the Most High. That's the true and living God. Not that bullshit y'all know over in the New Testament. Over there, that ain't no bullshit. But what I'm telling you about now, this is the real deal. And this is the Most High. Now let's go and look at another one. Let's go to Joel. Let's go to Joel. And watch this right here, my brothers and sisters. Joel 1, Verse 15 it says, Alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it be. Now does that line up with anything that Jesus said over there? Jesus never talks about God doing no destruction. Not in the manner like that. He's talking about if somebody does something wrong, or if you don't accept Him as your Lord and Savior, then all the things will happen to you. But no, God he's saying, baby, look at me. This here is my MO right here. This is the way I work right here. This is me. But my sister and brother, we hear a lot of minimum doc, or we wish that we have been a blessing to you guys, and that we have finally cracked the code on Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 and 7. We can plainly see that those scriptures have nothing to do with Jesus. Neither does Jesus have anything to do with those scriptures. Those scriptures are talking about King David and the Most High. My sisters and brothers, we wish you a happy Sabbath. Until next time, shalom. Our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, this is L.D. Smith, the watchman on the wall.
And this is V.E. Smith, the rib of the watchman.
All right. Israel, it is our Sabbath. Grab that King James. We got a fantastic one tonight. Oh, this is the one that you've been waiting for, and we promised you guys that we was going to do something special last week, and this is the one right here. This is going to put the icing on the cake. This is going to be a teaching about our Sabbath. How about that? All right.
Blessed Sabbath.
We're gonna stop all those mouths about we do not have a Sabbath, but I'm gonna prove it tonight. All right, as I always do. Okay, we're gonna begin in the book of Genesis, and remember, Israel, I always say, if you want to know the truth, we always go back. So let's go back. All right. Now let's start with Genesis chapter 2, and we're gonna read verses 1, 2, and 3. All right,
Israel. I'm going to read, and I'm going to be looking over here on my laptop, so I'm going to not be able to look directly into the camera.
All right, she's going to read.
Starting with verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And on the seventh day, God ended His work, which He had made. And He rested on the seventh day from all His work which He had made.
All right. Now, y'all see that? God rested on this seventh day, because if you read verse 1, it says, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. So God had completed all of His work, and then He said on the seventh day He rested. Now read verse 3 for us.
And God blessed the seventh day.
Heard that, Israel?
Listen closely. And God blessed the seventh day.
All right. The seventh day.
And sanctified it.
Set it apart. Made it special. Made it different from all other days. All the 6 days that was before. He made this day here separate. He made it special. All right. Now read.
Because that in it He had rested from all His work which God created and made.
See that, my sister and brother? He said in it. What are you talking about? That seventh day? That seventh day. That's what He's talking about. But see, we have to understand that whatever God makes and whatever God decides on and whatever God does, that's the end of it. You can't add to it and you can't take away. You just have to accept what God has done and said and leave it alone. Because look, He's not going to change it.
And something else y'all have to do when you read. If you take verse 3 alone, it starts out with something God did special to this day He didn't do to any other day. He didn't wait on the sun to come up, the moon to come up, the waves to roll. He said these words.
Read it.
And God blessed.
See that?
The seventh day. Now, anybody that can count, Anybody, children can count.
Mm-hmm.
See, when y'all go all spiritual, you screw up every single thing.
There you go.
The simple.
Mm-hmm.
God bless